frosty morning of Kansas City in the heart of America. Sitting in the dash. Just a little. Degrees below freezing. Would that be negative 2 or 3 Celsius? Good chunky pickup truck parked on the road. Good to have gotten that oil change accomplished. I guess the tires have been rotated, it's fine. You can't just go in there for one little thing. They always have something else to jack the price up. They even said your wheels are out of alignment, and I don't even remember them checking. Maybe the car told them, because, the car's got computer assisted everything, and the car said, hey, my wheels are out of alignment. Joke that the warning light in this car should come up with the dollar sign, ching ching, and a little sound of the cash register going, ching ching, feed me more money, ching ching. All right, BRB. Let me turn this off properly this time. Mask combobulated first. Hey, how you doing? I gotta get with my friend Bob Brown. I realize I'm talking and I have to put the mic in my hand. Oopsies. And of course I'm fighting the mask. I gotta get with my friend Bob Brown and figure out what kind of ling scanner I should get for the car. That smudge off there. I remember back in March when the pandemic lockdowns first came to Kansas City. It was about the second week of March, right as we were going to celebrate the St. Patrick's Day parade. We knew it was serious because, you know, they don't cancel sports for anything. And we had the Big 12. We always host the Big 12 in Kansas City. And, well, first they said, we're hosting the Big 12. It's still going on, but there won't be anybody to be able to come into the stadiums. A lot of people have come from out of town. We found that out. We're really disappointed. Oh, well, we're going to try and enjoy it from the bars and restaurants. Nope, those all got shut down. And then cancel the whole thing altogether. And that, I don't know if that's ever happened. And we went, ooh. And so that very day when, you know, it went home, the streets were empty. Well, in the week or two before that, I remember I was probably one of the first people that was putting on a mask, and I felt kind of ridiculous just walking around with my mask on. Nobody else was, and it's funny because I still haven't gotten used to that. Even though the masks have become commonplace and everything, it's still a struggle of mine. Struggle getting it off, putting it on. But I have those little plastic things that allow you to tighten or loosen the mask. It's really actually very comfortable, and that's what I use. I don't use just to have the straps around my ears because, you know, the straps stretch, and the masks are only good for so long, and eventually they get too stretched out, and you can't use them anymore. Right into Kansas City and then go through Southwest Traffic Way, through the plaza, and then on to my destination. I actually have ambitions for this. What I do here, this 2010 I called it the world's first talk show in a car, and we had some fun, and then the depression hit me, and I wasn't really wanting to do it, and I was like, oh, it's me, nobody's looking at my videos, which, you know, isn't the point. The point is, you just keep doing it for yourself, and, but, yeah, so the technology has improved. At that time when I was doing it, I was trying to use my Vidionics switcher, and then I was using this other switcher app that At first it was like, oh, the switcher app was great. They charged you an upfront fee. What was it, 250? No, it may have been 500. I don't know. And you could buy upgrades if you wanted to. Well, what got ridiculous was I stopped using it for a while. Then I went to go use it again. They said, "Oh no, your software is out of date, and you have to buy all new software. And by the way, we're charging twice as much money for it now and everything." And I just said, "Forget it." So then I discovered the Switcher app, which does the same thing, and I think it does it better. And it does it better partly because it works directly. It's an app that works directly in your phone. It doesn't rely on you using a computer, which the other thing did. And you can use the phone's data plan. At first it was great. It was an upfront fee and everything, and then you could use it. And then they said, "Oh, we've gone to a subscription-based thing." I hate subscription anything. So now I dropped it for a while, and then when I started live streaming the church stuff, I've resubscribed to it. But that's not what I'm using now. I'm using Pinnacle, which is a free app, but it doesn't allow me to do any kind of switching. I could use the Switcher app, but it's sort of a pain in the butt in the car because you have to use multiple devices. They still haven't figured out how to allow it to use your phone. Like the new iPhone has multiple processors, and you can use the front and the back camera at the same time, which is wonderful. I love that. But I haven't quite figured that out in Switcher. So I'd like to be able to use multiple cameras in your one phone as the two sources, and then just stream right out of the phone. No, they want you to use multiple devices, which means multiple iPhones. Which I have them. I use them at the church live streaming. But when you get in your car and you start driving, you don't want to have this other phone hooked up somewhere and try to figure out where to mount it. It's awkward, and then it doesn't always want to. It seems like it doesn't want to find your base phone, which is what you're using to switch with. And I just don't have the time to sit in the driveway for 20 minutes anymore trying to get it to work. It works fine in the church with the iPad and the MoFi. It just finds it all right away. And I have the MoFi, and my intention is to eventually maybe subscribe to a plan with the MoFi, because the MoFi will take a SIM card and will act as its own hotspot. But when you don't have money coming in, you're talking about adding an additional at least $50 a month, probably more. Some of those quote-unquote rural internet plans are about $150 a month, and there's no guarantee they're going to work very well. One of my RV buddies online, he's always hawking Nomad Internet, and I priced them, and they wanted to. When I priced them, I tried to see what it would cost to use the Nighthawk internet router, which is a standard high-end router. And it didn't even look like they offered it. Maybe if you're a premium customer, they offer it. Then they have these different plans, and it starts at, I think, $120 a month for a basic plan. And somehow figure out how to bring money into providing more interesting content or whatever. It's just not, it doesn't make much sense. Or, you know, if my quote-unquote, air quotes, business plan takes off and I'm able to get paid to help people with their live streams and media needs, then I could possibly see it then as a business expense. But for home hobby stuff, there's a limit. You can only spend so much money on stuff, and you gotta draw a line somewhere. And I'm very bad at drawing that line, unfortunately. But, you know, I call this four-wheel live, which I thought was pretty clever. Maybe it's not. When we did it before in 2010, we weren't being very original. I was thinking of like the All song, the band All, here in my car. I can do what I want. But, I like four-wheel live. It's sort of inspired by the southwest corner of Lawrence, Kansas is very boogin. It's this big trailer park, and the road leading to the trailer park is called four-wheel drive. Made myself late this morning by stopping at Trip Quick. Actually, I made myself late this morning by not leaving 15 minutes earlier, but everything is red in Kansas City for some reason, including all the brake lights in front of me. And the Quisling is red. Got red Christmas lights up on their house over here. Oh, Union Station is all red. Wife's work has been having them do dress up every day as a theme, and it's I don't know, something going on in Florida. Wonder what it could be. Today is Cheetah Day. Sorry. Oh, somebody, speaking of my wife's work, they were throwing out a lamp, and so she brought it home. She said, I don't know what we're going to do with this. I don't like this thing. Kind of used it at work, but they don't want it there anymore, so I'm bringing it home. And it has a image of like a sun on it, and so I'm like, is that what I think it is? they make these, they call them sad lamps, which is funny, ironic. SAD stands for seasonal affectation disorder, which I suffer from this time of year. You know, when the nights are long and the days are short, and can often be very gray and yucky and no sun for weeks on end. And so I think it is actually a sad lamp. I don't know if maybe it was like me mentally psyching myself out or what, but I used it for the first time. I brought it to my workplace because the light in my database sucks. And it's either the varistor controlled light or the big fluorescent light, which I don't want this big fluorescent light on. It's like, in one sense I'm in a cave, in the other sense it'd be like I'm in a nuclear bomb shelter. So I turned this thing on, and I don't know, I feel like my mood was better yesterday. So the real test comes when we have weather come in again, and you know, I can tell when there's a low pressure area coming because my mood gets real, my attitude goes down. I'm not as resilient. All right, come on, fusion, green light. It doesn't mean admire the pretty green orb. Somebody is lost, it looks like. Ruh-roh. This is a lovely crimson orb. You know, there's a country song called Kansas City Lights, and you know, everybody thinks, oh, they must be singing about how the lights of Kansas City are so bright. Makes you happy to be in an urban area and you're attracted to the nightlife. And I'm like, no. What the real meaning of the song is Kansas City lights. They stop you at every intersection. And traffic lights. Let us cut through the plaza. You gotta say it right. You gotta say it with your back teeth touching each other like you're a prep school girl. Plaza. Exclusive high-end shopping district. Actually, it's not so exclusive. Everybody goes here. And it's a pretty nice area. Nice surroundings to shop in. They've changed ownership several times. The last management or owning, controlling interests in the plaza seemed like they didn't care very much for small business, local businesses that's come in. They've actually encouraged and even have brought in some small local businesses, and that's something the plaza had been known for a long time, was that you could find nice little boutique local stores that you can support, but they also had their national chains. I think for a long time they had a lot of well, you know, come to think of it, at one time when there was a Sears down here, because this was kind of like an outdoor shopping mall essentially, and the big department store that was always in the plaza forever and ever was Hall's, which is part of the Hall's Crown Center, or the Hallmark cards. same people. And that shut down in the last 10 years or so. They've been, pulling back. They still have a Halls Inn Crown Center, which is close to Union Station. Here's another one of these Kansas City lights shining on us so bright. The crimson orb. I'm like, really? Seriously? Is this like even going to work for us? And this is not an intersection you can really safely try and get through. This guy next to me is creeping up like he's going to go. Yep, this guy's gonna go. Don't go right now. I think this light's screwed up. Yeah, I'm sure this light is screwed up. This happens oftentimes when police or fire department comes through the area. There, some of the vehicles have a strobe light on the front of them that I don't think you can really see. It controls the traffic lights, and I'm not saying this is what has happened. And this light has just turned green. Our light is screwed up. This guy is going to go, and he's going to have a crash. I'm going to wait until at least the walk sign comes on, because I think the walk signals are working if the light isn't. Free to go. Oh, that's so scary. Any other four-way intersection would be great. That's a five-way intersection. That's what makes that bad. You can't see what's coming at you from different directions. And maybe an emergency vehicle would come through and they hit the light with their strobes and change the light, which messed up the system. Because I've seen that where emergency equipment will come through. I've even seen it, that thing that cops do when they don't want to wait for a light. They turn their lights on and get through the light, and then they turn their lights back off. And I'm not sure all the emergency vehicles have that system. As a matter of fact, I'm not even quite sure if any of them have that system. But I have seen it where, a fire truck is coming and their lights are going, and then the lights kind of jerk around and change, and then the next few cycles the lights are screwed up. that for that. I've got to go. I'm almost to my destination. So thanks for watching my videos. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you'll be notified when I post something new or when I go live. So, till next time.